Hi everyone, welcome back. If you want to see how I made this guy, then go and check out my other videos. If you want to learn how to make these here, then stick around because I'm about to show you, so enjoy. Okay, so to get started, you're going to need some epoxy resin. I've got this one just from a hardware store. It's relatively cheap. You also need a catalyst that you can buy with it. That's to mix in with the epoxy. You're going to need a measuring jug that you don't need anymore, a set of gloves, and a paddle pop stick or something to stir with. You're also going to need a mold. I was lucky enough to find this one. It's perfect if you can find one with the spherical bottom on it. You need to follow the instructions carefully, especially if you're working in a colder room. In my case, I was doing 100 mils of epoxy resin, and I would put about 45 to 50 drops, which was about 15 more than I would have if I was in a warmer room. Once you've mixed it up nice and good, you'll notice all the tiny little bubbles making their way to the surface. That's okay. Just let it rest for a while and the bubbles should rise up. After about 10 minutes or so, come back in, and if there's any bubbles left on the surface, you could just pop them with I've just got a nail there, and they disappear pretty easily. If you don't come back and you do catch a bubble, this is what it's going to look like. It's unfortunate because this set actually came out crystal clear, but there's a little bubble there. Luckily they are right on the surface, so I'm going to just drop a couple of dabs of epoxy in it when I mix up another batch, and that should actually just disappear. If they come out a little bit cloudy or maybe not quite so smooth, it's not the end of the world. You take a bit of sandpaper, start with a lower number and work your way up to the higher numbers. I went all the way up to 2000 grit. You can do it by hand. If you've got a machine, it works a bit better if you got steady hands, but you can get away with just hand sanding. And you just want to make sure you keep the sandpaper wet. Once it's sanded down all nice and smooth, if it's still a little cloudy, you can take a polishing wheel. Mine's a little dirty, but it'll still work. And I'm just using toothpaste, but if you've got polish, go for it. If you've got a polishing unit on a bench grinder, that would be ideal. I'm just using the drill just because it's just one little job. Once it's finished, you give it a wipe with a microfiber cloth. They're looking a lot better, not perfect, but good enough to continue for the sake of this video. So I'm just using nail polish to paint the pupils. I've just gone with a simple pattern. You can do, I've seen many different patterns done. I'm going with blue today, putting the light blue down lightly, smearing it around, making sure I'm leaving spaces. Again, you could do all sorts of patterns. I'm just doing a basic one today. And then once that's dry, I'm going to go over with the darker blue, and the same on the other side. And they're looking pretty good. They could have been a bit clearer, but I'm still pretty happy with them. So again, this orange one is from the Drogon Build. Be sure to check that one out. So I've made these little eyelids out of leathery sort of fabric, stretchy. Make sure you don't use your everyday scissors cutting fabric. Keep a set of scissors, a nice good sharp pair. keep them sharp, only cut fabric with them. Don't go cutting foam or cardboard. Just going to fold up the bottom and then bring down the top just like I'm doing there. And all we're going to do is sew a couple of lines. It's very, very basic. So this is the one that I already had sitting there. And this is the one I just made. It's a bit smaller, but that's okay. So yeah, that's all there is to it. It's pretty simple. I had fun with it. And like I said, you can do all sorts of different patterns or styles. And with these eyelids, it makes it a bit easier to add it to whatever project.
Okay, well thanks for watching. As I said, it's not really hard. Be sure to check out my other videos if you want to see more of the dragon. And yeah, I'll see you next time.